Hi there, time for the digital marketing news this week. Let's dive into it. I was sick this week, feeling a little bit better, just a little cold. So happy to be feeling better. Let's dive into it. Got some really great stuff. The first one's really big. Google increases clicks from Google Discover with the maxed image preview tag. Google Discover, great way to get a lot of traffic, especially for news sites and sites that do content marketing. But this week, Google published a case study showing that a simple meta tag can increase Discover clicks by as much as 300%. It's called the Max Image Preview tag, and it is just a little meta tag that you put on your pages, and it really increases your traffic from Google Discover. So Google Discover optimization tip for you right there. Meta name robots content max dash image dash preview semicolon large. That's the tag, right? Put that on your site. Next thing, Google has replaced the structured data testing tool, and they have replaced that with the Google Rich Results page now. So that is gone. Next thing, Google says you need to add an author URL in your article schema. So schema.org, a way to tell Google what's going on with a page. Inside of that code, you need to put a author URL in there so that Google can understand who was the person who wrote it and they don't get confused with different authors. So that's an important distinction. Next thing, Google says that having a lot of affiliate links on your website is not a problem if you've got great quality content, so you can have a lot of affiliate links, not a big deal. They take that with a grain of salt, but in general, they're saying if the content's great, it's okay. Next thing, Google says that Core Web Vitals is more important than just a tiebreaker. So if it's just looking at something that's little, that's not what Core Web Vitals is. Core Web Vitals is a really important ranking factor. Also, in the last 3 months, I really feel like websites that have had poor Core Web Vitals have taken a pretty big dive. So that's something that you should definitely look into. Also, Google comes out, they said linking to lesser sites doesn't make your site less relevant. So if you're linking to a bunch of sites that don't have the same domain authority as you, it's not that big of a deal, they say. Now, I wouldn't go linking to sites that have malware or really weird stuff on them. I'd skip that. Next thing, TikTok comes out with some marketing tips for you if you want to boost your TikTok following. First thing, they said don't make ads, make TikToks. Next thing, you want to have a lot of engagement. So engage with other TikTokers out there, start a community, build a following. Next thing, they say create a narrative. This is really important. So don't just post a bunch of random stuff. Have a kind of consistent type of theme to the things that you're posting on. That's going to allow people to kind of know what to expect and give them a reason to want to come to your account for that consistency. And then follow trends. There's a bunch of trends on TikTok. People just jump on them right away all the time. And it really results in big gains for them. The latest one is it's so silly. Have you guys seen it? They're like, that's my impression of whatever they're doing there. It's like they play a song and then they do that and then they tell them something about their lives. That would be an example of a TikTok trend. Next thing, TikTok's the number one fastest growing site out there. They're set to reach 1 billion users before the close of the year. Huge deal. And I am seeing the most new test advertising dollars going to that platform opposed to other platforms. It's based off a recent study that we have coming out probably next week. And then Facebook outlines new privacy policy for advertising. So with Apple and Google continuing to make changes via their browsers and operating systems, and with the changing privacy regulatory landscape, it's important to acknowledge that digital advertising must evolve to become less reliant on individual third-party data, Facebook said in a statement this past week. The company also said that it's going to be developing a set of privacy-enhancing technologies, PETs, for ads. They're going to limit the amount of personal data gathered on users. So Facebook jumping into that game as far as getting rid of cookies, not collecting as much. It's really important for the future of their business. That's it for the digital marketing news this week. Leave a comment below on how you're going to be using this news in your upcoming digital strategy. I'd love to hear about it. Love to hear how you're doing. I appreciate the comments. It's always fun. And I will see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.